Hello and welcome everybody to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and we have the Mets again today. And actually it just so happens that with the players I've been rotating out, we're both back to the regular starters today. So we've got our, what'll be our playoff lineup into today's game. Here as the sun sets at Shea Stadium. Which actually, we're not too far from sunset here as I'm recording. It's 6:19 according to my computer clock right at the moment. So we won't be long for sunset. Take a look at the Mets defensive lineup. Looks like the one we have seen, well, at least the past couple weeks, since we've been playing the Mets anyway. We did bounce back from our losing streak yesterday with a pretty authoritative 6-0 win. John Maine is going to start this game. Numbers don't look great. An almost 7 ERA and a losing record. Only 85 strikeouts on the year. Don't know how many games he's actually started. Kester into the box to lead off as usual. Can't say as always, but as usual. Takes ball one to open the game. Puts this pitch into left center field for a leadoff single. Marvin at the plate, average back down to 240. He had it up to 250, which I didn't know if we would ever see this year, but it slipped back down just slightly. Batting left-handed, has an 0-2 count at the moment. Swing and a miss, strike three. Chief at the plate. He's had a good couple games, so hopefully his slump is behind him. Probably not a coincidence he slumped right at the same time our losing streak happened. Has a 1-1 count in this at-bat. Pops this one into foul ground, and Maine looks like he's actually going to field it over by the first base coach's box. 2 down, runner still on first. Terry at the plate. And he takes strike one. Swing and a miss, makes it 0-2. This one just off the plate. Terry lets it go by. Hits this one right to Delgado at first, who picks it up and steps on the bag. Squirrels do get a hit, but no runs to start the game. Luis Castillo will lead off for the Mets. Take a look at our usual defensive lineup, and Stitch is going to start this game. I think we've got our pitching rotation back in a better spot, although we're going to want to get the AAA guys' chances. Luis Castillo takes the first pitch into right field for a base hit, so both leadoff hitters start off with singles. And Hel Pagan at the plate now. Looks at ball one. Also, I'm pulling up the standings here at the same time. Didn't go over that in the leadoff to today's game. Pagan with a 2-1 count. Runner takes off. Tom throws out Castillo at second. I thought Castillo might be able to swipe that one, but we do clear the bases, and Pagan strikes out. Suddenly, 2 down, nobody on base, and Carlos Beltran at the plate. Swing and a miss. Another swing and a miss. And looks at strike three. Still scoreless after one. Frank is going to lead things off for the Squirrels in the second inning. Mention the standings. Obviously, we have clinched our division. Out in the East, the Braves and Marlins are both tied at 73 and 70. Phillies and Mets tied 4 games behind them. So there is a shot for the Mets here, though maybe an outside one. The Rockies lead the Dodgers by a game out west, and the Dodgers are currently 2 games ahead in the wild card race over the Cardinals. Frank grounds out to third. Out in the American League, the Red Sox have a magic number of 6 to clinch the AL East, so that looks likely any day now. The Tigers have a magic number of 16. They're only a few games behind the Red Sox overall, but the White Sox also having a good year, only 4 games back of them. Tom comes through with an infield hit in this game. In the AL West, the Astros and A's are both tied at 71 and 72, and the Rangers behind them 4 games. So you got a lot of tight division races, though ours is not. Zach gets the ball that just gets by the second baseman. Tom goes over to third to put runners on the corners with only 1 out and Joey at the plate. First pitch out of the zone. Second pitch out of the zone. Favorable count for Joey with the runner in scoring position. Fouls this pitch away into the left field seats. 2-1 the count now. Looks at strike 2. This is a little nerve-wracking place to be. Joey grounds to short. Castillo throws home, does prevent the run. I don't necessarily blame him for preventing the run there instead of taking the out. Pitcher spot is up now. Only 1 out, bases loaded. First pitch is called a strike. Second pitch is swung on and missed. Just really don't want to double play here. Looks at strike 3. Actually kind of okay with that. 2 down. Kester at the plate. Is already singled today. Looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. And this one fouled away down the right field line. Called strike 3. Rally ends without a run. John Main wiggles out of it. So we're still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the second. Carlos Delgado will come to the plate for the Mets. Mets did have a hit, but because of a caught stealing, are still batting in order. Well, that's definitely a big missed opportunity for the Squirrels here, and we'd like to not slump too hard here in September going into the playoffs. Delgado has a 1-1 count. Make it 2-1. Swing and a miss makes it 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ryan Church at the plate now. Called strike 1. This one down and out. Called strike 2. Makes it 1-2. This one inside. 2-2. And that's going to be a line out to Kester. Thought that one might find the outfield grass behind second, but Kester able to range over and make the play. Brings John Buck to the plate, and he swings and misses at the first pitch. Fouls this pitch away to make it 0-2. Called strike 3, and that will end the second inning. We're still scoreless. Marvin is going to lead off things for the Squirrels as we move into the third inning. Marvin struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Takes strike 1. Takes a ball low. This one, can it get over Delgado's head? It does not. 1 down. Chief fouled out in his first at-bat over by first base, though it was fielded by the pitcher. So you mark that down as an F1 in there, in your scorebook that I'm sure you're all keeping. This one hit deep into third. Does Umbria have the arm? He just gets Chief at first. Long throw, and he is able to make it. 2 down now. Terry at the plate. Nobody on base. First pitch is outside. This one fouled away, makes it 0-2. Or 1-1. Gosh, I'm going too fast here. Got to slow down here. This pitch is inside. 2-1. Pops this one towards third. And there's your play, and we are still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the second. Grzelanic will lead things off for the Mets in the bottom half of the inning. First pitch is in there for strike 1. And this pitch called a ball. I actually kind of anticipated that first pitch being called a strike. It was a little more borderline than I thought it was going to be, so glad I guessed right there. 1-2 the count after that called strike, and then a swing and a miss leads to the first out of the inning. Umbria now at the plate. And he takes strike one. Takes strike two. This one down and out. If you're wondering where David Wright is for this team, in these seasons he actually got traded early on to the Orioles. And he is having a very good career over in Baltimore in these games. Apparently maybe the Mets thought they had more in Umbria than what he has shown so far. John Maine at the plate, and he's going to ground this one back to Stitch, and that will end the third inning. We're still scoreless, only 4 hits between the two teams. Frank is going to lead things off for the Squirrels in the top of the 4th inning. He ground out in his first at-bat. Looks at strike one. Looks at strike two. This one down and in. 1-2. Hits this one into right field. Will it get over Church's head? It will not. Actually ended up being a little easier play than I thought. I thought maybe Frank had line drove. That's kind of weird. More of a line drive than what it ended up being. That's maybe a better way to put it. Anyway, Tom did hit a line drive, but foul. And then gets a called strike two. Swings and misses, strike three. 2 down, Zach at the plate. Got a hit in his first at-bat. Looks at strike one. Hits this one to Grzelonic, who throws it over for the last out of the top of the 4th. We are still scoreless as we go to the bottom half of the inning. Luis Castillo will lead things off for the Mets. Castillo got a leadoff hit, but then was caught stealing second. Swings and misses at the first pitch here. That pitch a little high. Swing and a miss makes it 1-2. And that curveball, Castillo lays off, and it is called a ball. Grounds this one to first, but it goes foul. Still 2-2. Grounds this one towards second. Kester grabs it and throws it over. 1 down. That will bring Pagan to the plate. Struck out in his first at-bat. 5 strikeouts for Stitch in the first go through the Mets order. Looks at strike one and pops this one up. Tom should have a play, and he does. 2 down. Beltran at the plate. He also struck out in the first inning. Looks at strike one. Looks at strike two. Swing and a miss. Strike three. That pitch I don't think was anywhere close to the zone, but it got Beltran to chase, and that'll end the 4th inning. As we move into the 5th, we are still scoreless. Joey will come to the plate. Joey hit a ground ball to short that Castillo decided to go home on, and that ended up being the right decision as it prevented the run, and the Squirrels couldn't cash in with the bases loaded opportunity. And Joey has an 0-2 count in this at-bat, and he strikes out looking. Stitch struck out looking in his first at-bat. See, we're ending the second go through the Squirrels lineup. Maine with 5 strikeouts on the game so far, though he might get number 6 here soon. And he does. Kester back at the plate. He is 1 for 2 today. Maine with a 6.66 ERA and 6 strikeouts on the day. Hopefully nobody's too superstitious right now. Kester quickly goes down 0-2. And he gets a base hit again into left field. 2-out single will bring Marvin back to the plate. He is struck out and flown out today. Looks at a strike. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. Pops this one back to Maine, and that'll end the top of the 5th. Halfway through the game, still waiting on a run. Carlos Delgado will lead things off for the Mets. Delgado struck out in his first at-bat. Looks at strike one here on the outside. Gets this one towards second. Kester takes it on a short hop, a little bit of a short hop. Throws it over to first. One down. Ryan Church at the plate. He looks at strike one. This one just off the plate. Grounds this one again to second. Kester has to range over a little bit towards second, but makes the play comfortably. That'll bring John Buck to the plate, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat. Looks at strike one. Puts this one into center field. Kester not... Oh, he does get back there, makes the jumping catch. I thought that was going to get down for a base hit, but no such luck for New York. We are still scoreless as we go into the 6th inning, and Chief is at the plate, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Take strike one. Takes a ball. This one just inside. 2-1 the count. That'll get through for a base hit. Looks like a single for Chief. Takes a little bit of a big turn at first, but does go back. Leadoff single for Chief brings Terry to the plate. He has not gotten a hit today so far as he takes strike one. And takes the ball in the dirt. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss makes it 1-2. That should get down for a hit, and it does. Will Chief make for third? He will not. So runners on first and second with nobody out. Frank at the plate. Well, this one gets away, so the runners will move up here to put two runners into scoring position. This one called a strike on the outside. Makes it a 1-1 count. Frank grounds to third, but it just gets foul. Swing and a miss, strike three. Not a great time for a strikeout. Brings Tom to the plate. And he looks at a strike. There's a ball up the middle. It is fielded by Castillo, but he's not able to make the throw home in time. So that lets the Squirrels get the 1-0 lead. That goes down as a fielder's choice, but it should still be an RBI, which I'm sure is all Tom cares about at the moment. Zach at the plate has an 0-2 count, and he goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. So runners still on first and second, now with two outs, and Joey at the plate takes strike one. Swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Hits this one that gets through the right side of the infield. Here comes Terry in to score, and he makes it home. Squirrels now leading 2-0. And that's going to be it for Maine. I think it's a Jones Smith? That doesn't seem right. But Smith, we saw him yesterday. He was actually pretty effective for the most part. He's dealing with Stitch at the plate and throws a ball to open the at-bat and throws another ball. Called strike. Another called strike. 2-2 the count. Base hit? No. Grzelcyk, who moved over to short in the pitching change, comes up with that one and gets the last out. But the Squirrels take the 2-0 lead as we go into the bottom of the 6th, and Grzelcyk will start off the inning. Called strike one. This Joe Smith must be who they're pitching here. Just looked up on Wikipedia. Debuted in 2007 for the Mets. That makes a lot of sense. So Joe Smith, I apparently just couldn't make out on the speaker here. Anyway, Grzelcyk grounds back to Stitch. 1 down. That'll bring Umbria to the plate. Ground out in his first at-bat. First pitch out of the zone. Swing and a miss. Makes it 1-1. This one inside. This is a bit wild. Makes it 3-1. Umbria fouls this one away. Full count. 1 out. Nobody on base. Called strike 3 on an iffy pitch. I actually don't blame Umbria at all for not swinging at that. I guess they're saying Joe Smith, but the in-game announcer has a weird way of saying Joe. He grounds out to Kester, and that will get us into the 7th inning. 2-0 Squirrels lead. Kester will lead things off in the 7th inning. Kester, 2 for 3 so far today. A couple of singles, a strikeout sandwiched in between. Take strike 1. Puts this one into right field, and it will get down for a base hit. He's content to stay at first, doesn't even think about second. Marvin 0 for 3 on the day. Looks at strike 1. Kester takes off on what was supposed to be a hit and run, but Kester able to steal second anyway. 0-2 the count on Marvin. He does get a hold of this one, and it does get down for a base hit. Kester's going to try to score, and he will make it there. 3-0 Squirrels. Chief got a hit in his last at-bat. Still nobody out in this inning, as Chief takes strike 1. Marvin starts to take off. Chief shows a bunt. Marvin able to steal second base. So we've decided we can run on Buck, and we've shown it so far. 1-2 the count now on Chief. He grounds this one to second. Castillo goes to first with it. Marvin takes third. Only 1 out. Terry at the plate now. Another run sitting 90 feet away as Terry takes strike 1. Takes strike 2. And this one will just be foul down the first base line. This one an easier play for Delgado, and he makes it and keeps Marvin over at third. 2 down now. Frank at the plate. And he takes the ball. This one inside. 2-0 the count. Called strike. 2-1. Ground ball to third. Umbria goes to first with it, and that will get us to the 7th inning stretch. Squirrels now leading 3-0. Castillo will be leading off when we get to the other side of the song.
0.
Alright, Castillo comes to the plate, but he will do so against a different pitcher. We haven't seen Lemanzi for a little minute. Lemasny, I guess? Yeah, I think I said it a little bit weird there, but Lemasny. And we'll let Quentin go ahead and come into the game. Thought about getting Michalak in there just to get him some more at-bats, but I've got him in a rotation out there in center now, so he'll get his time. Lemasny, I think we picked... I'm not 100% sure of this. I think we picked him up in a AAA trade with Portland, but he might have been our draft pick. I can't remember for sure. In any case, he's into the game now to face Castillo, and he takes strike 1. Pops this one up, but it will make the seats behind home plate. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Angel Pagan, 0 for 2 today. Lemasny winds and throws a strike. Pagan comes up with the base hit into right center. Zach gets over well to keep it at a single. Brings Beltran to the plate, who has struck out in his first 2 at-bats. Pops this one foul, but just makes the screen. This one fouled away as well. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down. Delgado at the plate. He's also 0 for 2. Take strike 1. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. This one too high. 1-2. This one get down. Kester gets back and makes the play. That ends the 7th inning. Squirrels leading 3-0, and Tom coming up to bat. Tom is 1 for 3 on the day. Takes a strike. Takes another strike. Grounds this one back to Smith, who takes care of the things no problem. 1 down. Zach 1 for 3 on the day. Takes strike 1. Grounds this one to third. Umbria throws over. 2 down. Joey at the plate. He is 1 for 3, but his 1 hit did not come where the last 2 hits come from. Otherwise, we would have cashed in on that bases loaded earlier in the game. Fouls this one away. Makes it an 0-2 count. Pops this one up. Smith gets over, and he makes the grab. We go into the bottom of the 8th inning. Ryan Church will lead things off for the Mets. Though we haven't seen Hermida in a little bit, so let's get him into the game. Let's see, Joey made that last out, so let's... Oop, not Zap. Hermida goes there, which... Let's go ahead and get Phil into the game here. He'll go here, flip-flop the middle infield, and we're ready to go. All right, Church 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch called a strike from Hermida. Second pitch called a strike. Hermida apparently feeling like firing some fastballs. First 3 pitches are all fastballs. Gets a ground ball out of Church for the first out of the inning. John Buck at the plate. He is 0 for 2. I did see John Buck catch for the Royals when I took my first trip to... I was about to say Comiskey. I don't even remember what it was called at the time. My first White Sox game. Buck comes through with a base hit into center field to give the Mets their first base runner in a little while. Grzelcyk at the plate is 0 for 2 today. Takes strike 1. That pitch down and in. 1-1 the count. Grounds this one back to Hermida. Throws to second. Phil to first. Double play. You always get nervous about pitchers throwing to bases, especially second, but Hermida does it beautifully. Keeps it at a 3-0 Squirrels lead. Quinton is going to lead off things for the Squirrels in the top of the 9th. His first at-bat of the game. Looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Both iffy pitches, I might add. That pitch right down the middle, and he fouls it off, but Buck able to make the play. 1 down, Kester at the plate, 3 for 4 on the day. Singles in all 3 hits. Takes strike 1. Grounds this one towards third. Umbria charges, throws over, but not in time to get the speedy Kester. Infield base hit brings Marvin to the plate, 1 on, 1 out, and Marvin grounds to first, Delgado to second. That's the only out they will get. Marvin fairly fast in his own right. Chief has gotten a hit today. 1 on, 2 outs. Takes a ball high. Same pitch, same result. 2-0 the count. Marvin takes off, and he gets thrown out. Caught stealing, ends the top of the ninth. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. Umbria due to lead off for the Mets. We'll get Shibuya out there to try to get a save. It's been a second since he's gotten a save. I don't remember exactly where he's at. I want to say this is going to be, assuming he converts it, like save 62? 62 or 63? Something like that. Which I think would be the record in reality, or at least it was at the time this game was made. But in these seasons, he had like 80-something saves his first year, or maybe it was the second year. Some year it was some ridiculous number. Umbria starts off the inning with the base hit into right. The Mets will not let Smith hit in this at-bat. They're going to go to Lind. So Shibuya, nobody out, runner on first. First pitch to Adam Lind is ground back to Shibuya. The only play is to first. Works out like a sac bunt. Brings Luis Castillo to the plate with the runner now in scoring position. First pitch called a strike. Second pitch ground to first. Runner will move on to third, but 2 down now for the Mets. Not a great sign when you need 3 runs. Brings Pagan to the plate. He swings and misses at the first pitch. That pitch called a strike, makes it 0-2. Pops this one foul. Still 0-2. Called strike 3 with a fastball right down the middle. I don't know what Pagan was looking for, but apparently not that. Your final score today, Indianapolis Squirrels 3, New York Mets 0. Look at a few highlights here. Looks like we're going to jump right into the 6th inning, which is where the scoring started. All right, Stitch, your player of the game for throwing 6 shutout innings. So thank you, everybody, for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. Otherwise, we've got one more game with the Mets tomorrow before we go back into division play to end the year. Hard to believe. We're getting pretty close here to the end. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow.